The night air in Manila is heavy. It's October 31st, 2025, and the city feels like a tightly coiled spring, humming with an energy that is both electric and anxious. You can feel it in the whispers that travel through crowded markets, and in the tense silence that falls when a police car cruises by. A palpable unrest hangs over the archipelago, a feeling that something is about to break. This is not a new sensation for the Philippines. It is a familiar ghost, a recurring theme in the nation's long and often turbulent story. Revolutions are born from moments like these, when the gap between the rulers and the ruled grows too wide to ignore, when the promise of justice feels like a distant, hollow echo. It is a story of a people pushed to their very limits. Why do revolutions happen? They begin not always with a bang, but with a quiet, collective realization that the status quo is no longer bearable. In the Philippines, this realization has been a powerful, recurring force. It is fueled by the deep desire for democracy, the yearning for basic fairness, and the unwavering demand for change. History here is written in cycles of struggle and resistance. It is a land where the fight for freedom is woven into the very fabric of its identity. From the early resistance against colonial powers to the modern-day battles against corruption and authoritarianism, the Filipino spirit has consistently shown that it will not be silenced indefinitely. When promises are broken and rights are trampled, the people find their voice. This enduring fight for freedom is a complex tapestry, marked by both peaceful defiance and violent conflict. It's a history that shows there is more than one way to demand change. Sometimes, the revolution is fought with words and ideas, with peaceful marches and a united front of citizens demanding to be heard. At other times, it has been a desperate, armed struggle against overwhelming forces, a last resort for a people with their backs against the wall. The Philippines has seen both. It has witnessed the power of a pen to ignite a nation's soul, and the tragic necessity of a sword drawn in the name of liberty. This duality defines the Filipino revolutionary spirit. Tonight, as the city holds its breath, you can't help but wonder which path will be chosen this time. The streets are quiet, but online, a storm is brewing. The discontent is palpable, a digital roar that grows louder by the day. The questions hang in the humid air. How long can this tension last? What will it take to push this nation from quiet anger to open defiance? And when the moment comes, will it be a revolution of peaceful prayer or one of clashing shields? The past offers clues, but the future remains unwritten, waiting for a spark to light the fuse. The story of the Philippine Revolution is far from over. A new chapter may be about to begin. Long before the world watched revolutions unfold on television screens, the seeds of one were being sown in the Philippines with ink and paper. The central figure was a doctor, a writer, an intellectual named Jose Rizal. He was not a general leading an army. His weapons were his words. Through his novels, particularly Noli Me Tangere, he exposed the harsh realities of life under Spanish colonial rule. He painted a vivid picture of the injustices, the corruption, and the abuse of power that his people endured daily. His writing was a mirror held up to society, forcing Filipinos to see the chains that bound them and inspiring a sense of national identity and a hunger for reform. Rizal believed in the power of peaceful change. He advocated for education, equality, and representation, hoping to achieve reform without bloodshed. In 1892, he founded La Liga Filipina, a civic organization aimed at uniting the archipelago and pushing for these reforms through non-violent means. Yet even this peaceful effort was seen as a threat by the Spanish authorities. Just 3 days after its founding, Rizal was arrested and exiled, accused of stirring up rebellion. His arrest was a pivotal moment. It sent a clear message to the Filipino people. The path of peaceful reform was being blocked by an intransigent colonial power, leaving few options on the table. Rizal's capture and exile sparked the formation of a more radical group, the Katipunan. This secret society saw his arrest as proof that armed struggle was the only path to true independence. While Rizal had hoped to ignite a revolution of the mind, his persecution lit the fuse for a revolution of the sword. The Spanish government, unable to distinguish between the peaceful reformer and the armed revolutionaries, ultimately convicted Rizal of treason. On December 30, 1896, he was executed by a firing squad. His martyrdom, however, did not crush the movement. It galvanized it. His final poem, Mi Ultimo Adios, became a revolutionary anthem. The death of Jose Rizal transformed him from a writer into a national symbol of sacrifice. He became the intellectual and spiritual guide of a revolution he never wished to see turn violent. As recently as August of this year, commentators like Chloe Jane Carmona have reflected on his enduring legacy, noting how his ideals continue to shape Filipino concepts of leadership and freedom. Rizal's story is a powerful reminder that a revolution can be started by an idea. It shows that the pen, in its own way, can be just as mighty as the sword, sparking a fire in the hearts of millions that can never be extinguished. Fast forward 90 years from Rizal's death, to February 1986, the Philippines was once again in the grip of an oppressive regime, this time under the 14-year dictatorship of Ferdinand Marcos Sr. The nation was crippled by economic decline, rampant corruption, and brutal human rights violations. The spirit of the people was tested, and their patience had worn thin. The assassination of opposition leader Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. in 1983 had ignited a firestorm of dissent. His death became a rallying cry, symbolizing the deep-seated desire for a return to democracy. The tension simmered for 3 years, reaching its boiling point in a snap presidential election mired in fraud. The revolution, when it came, was unlike any the world had seen before. It was not a battle of bullets, but a confrontation of wills. It was the EDSA People Power Revolution. In a stunning display of civil resistance, nearly 2 million Filipinos poured onto Epifanio de los Santos Avenue, or EDSA, a major thoroughfare in Manila. They formed a human barricade to protect a small group of military defectors who had broken away from the Marcos regime. The crowd was a diverse sea of humanity: students, office workers, nuns, priests, and entire families. Their only weapons were rosaries, flowers, and an unshakable belief in the power of unity. The scenes were broadcast live across the globe, captivating an international audience. The world watched in awe as nuns knelt in front of tanks, praying the rosary. People offered food and flowers to the government soldiers sent to disperse them. The atmosphere was not one of hatred, but of a firm, peaceful resolve. It was a revolution fueled by faith and fellowship. For 4 days the people held their ground, their numbers swelling. They showed that a united populace could be more powerful than a dictator's army. Faced with this overwhelming and peaceful display of people power, the military's support for Marcos crumbled. The regime collapsed. The EDSA revolution was a triumphant moment, restoring democracy to the Philippines and inspiring non-violent movements worldwide. It became a powerful symbol of hope, yet its legacy is now contested. Earlier this year, the current administration, led by the son of the ousted dictator, removed the anniversary of this historic event from the list of national holidays. Critics decried this as an act of historical revisionism. In response, this past February, tens of thousands, led by students from over 70 universities, returned to the People Power Monument to protest, proving that the spirit of EDSA is not just a memory, it remains a living, breathing force, ready to be called upon when freedom is threatened. Today, on this tense evening in 2025, the battleground has expanded. The spirit of revolution that once filled the streets of Manila and the pages of Rizal's novels now thrives in a new, borderless domain, the digital world. The fight for democracy, justice, and truth is being waged on screens, through encrypted messages, and across social media platforms. This is the modern evolution of people power, a revolution fought with hashtags, memes, and data. The tools have changed, but the goal remains the same: to hold power accountable and to give a voice to the voiceless. It is a constant battle for control over the narrative, where information is the most valuable currency. The Philippine government has embraced this digital transformation, launching initiatives like the eGov-PH app to streamline services and promote transparency. The country is rapidly becoming a hub for new technologies like artificial intelligence and blockchain. But this technological leap is a double-edged sword. While tools like the Create More Act incentivize innovation, the same platforms that connect and empower citizens can also be used for surveillance and control. The surge in AI-driven scams and the spread of disinformation campaigns show the darker side of this new frontier. Activists and journalists now navigate a landscape where digital footprints can be tracked and online dissent can have real-world consequences. In response, a new generation of digital revolutionaries has emerged. They are tech-savvy, creative, and determined. They organize online protests, fact-check state-sponsored propaganda, and use blockchain technology to create secure channels for communication and documentation. When the EDSA anniversary was removed as a holiday, the outrage didn't just spill onto the streets, it exploded online, with digital archives and testimonies shared to combat the erasure of history. This is the new frontline where a viral video can be as impactful as a public speech, and a secure app can be as vital as a safe house. The fight is relentless and constantly evolving. As long as there is a dream of a better, freer future, the revolution will continue. It is an undying fire, passed down from one generation to the next. It is the legacy of Rizal's intellectual defiance, the enduring spirit of the peaceful crowd at EDSA, and the persistent click of a keyboard in a darkened room. The struggle for freedom adapts, it transforms, but it never truly ends. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The hope lies in the simple, powerful fact that when people unite, whether in a crowded avenue or across a digital network, they have the power to bend the arc of history toward justice. Change is always possible.